Cam, the Dota coach, here with another Dota 2 patch analysis update. So 6.82C just dropped. I mean, they're probably going for like T or R this time because they just keep coming out with new revisions every couple of seconds. It seems like so. C's already out. I mean, usually patches don't barely even make it up to C ever. So I'm just going to go over a few things with you, show you what I think, what will be changed, how it will affect the meta game, and just overall my thoughts. So right now, I can see off the back there, buyback cooldown increased from 6 to 7 minutes. So that's just, of course, to prevent people from buying back as often. They are trying to, you know, get it so you buy back less. I mean, they've already nerfed it before by adding on that extra time from from your buyback to your next death, and also I remember back in the day you used to be able to go farm after you buy back. Now you can't get any unreliable gold, and basically, if it keeps on proceeding like this, they might as well just take buyback right out of the game. I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous. So that's my thoughts. Of course, that's going to stop people or help prevent those late game situations where you got your faceless void. He's got 5,000 gold worth of farm extra. It's 65 minutes, 70 minutes into the game, and even if you kill him, they just buy back. And by the time you make it to killing him again, he just buys back, and that's more or less what it's preventing from happening there. Also, next thing is the AOE for gold and XP has been reduced. That's to kind of make it more stable in terms of when you of course kill somebody that's is on a roll, those kind of things, a rampage. Uh, there's not so much of an upset that can happen now because your network factor has been reduced, so people will get less XP and less gold. So because I remember when 6.82 came out, those upsets. I mean, like I'd have no gold, and then all of a sudden I kill this one guy who was on a 5 to 7 kill streak, and all of a sudden I've got half the gold for a BKB. It was a little ridiculous. So they're starting to get a little bit more down. So it's there's less of that sort of thing that happens where it's you can just get a whole bunch of stuff from killing somebody. So leveling out is what it's doing. Um, they've done some nerfs to Skywrath Mage. I don't know if that's actually needed. I haven't seen them abused that much in the games I've been playing, but it could be other games I haven't seen them. So Mystic Flare damage is now dealt over 2.4 seconds instead of 2.2, so an extra zero point 0.2 seconds uh, of damage. So somebody has more time to throw out their blade mail or BKB or get somebody else in there to tank the damage, those kind of things. And Ancient Seal cooldown increased from 11 to 14, so it makes his ganking ability a little bit harder because 14 seconds is when you're chasing somebody, that extra 3 seconds makes a huge difference. So he's been nerfed a little bit. They really don't want people playing DP anymore, apparently, because her Crypt Swarm damage has been rescaled. So you're losing an extra 25 for the first 3 levels. And Exorcism cooldown increased from 135 to 145. That's 30 seconds over what it used to be just like a year ago. So they really just want to, I don't know, just take DP out or make her. I mean, she's always been overpowered for the last long time there, but I mean it's starting to get to the point where it, she's gonna drop to garbage tier. Like there's people aren't gonna pick her, and her win rate's just gonna drop. Here, so here's one that I agree with for the new Phantom Lancer. Juxtaposed max illusions reduced from 6, 8, 10 to 5, 7, 9. So basically what that means is just one less illusion. And if you played against a new PL, you can see how ridiculous it can be. It's almost as bad as it was like 2 years ago. Like he used to get played a lot, and he was snowball and stuff like that when it was 4 for Protect 1. So now they reduced it. It's better, in my opinion, to get him back to, I guess, leveling out normal. For Bloodseeker, Blood Rage now only amplifies for half of the value when the dealer and the receiver are over 2200 range apart. So you TP out, and yeah, then they TP out, and then the range causes the damage to be half the value. I haven't played a lot of new Bloodseeker, so I'm not sure exactly how much this really does affect Bloodseeker, but they wouldn't have done it without some sort of good reason. So you've got that now. So I don't know, maybe people were somehow using that to unfair advantage. Maybe, I'm not sure. I would have to have seen it. Here's some stuff for Brewmaster. So Primal Split cast time increased from 0.4 to 0.65 seconds, and the Primal Split delay after cast time while invulnerable reduced from 0.85 to 0.6. What Brewmaster used to do all the time is he, like, to dodge a stun and stuff like that, he'd go into Primal Split, and then you're screwed because then he's ulted and you have to deal with all of that. He's been pretty up there in terms of win rate, and it's been hard to deal with. So I guess a nerf is a good thing for Brewmaster. So his ult's been nerfed a little bit and how it's activated. Ethereal Blade projectile speed increased from 1100 to 1200 because I guess they figured it wasn't fast enough. So I guess you could blink out easier to the fountain or something like that. So that's been changed. Not really much to say there. Song of the Siren cast point increased from 0.65 to 0.8, of course, for Naga Siren. So that just means you've got a better chance of getting a stun off on her before she just uses her ult. That's really all there is to it. Here's a big one, like super huge, if you think about it correctly. So Omni Knight's Guardian Angel no longer provides HP regeneration, which of course had like a 25 HP regen per second, which was huge, right? And it also worked on towers and all buildings, right? If you got eggs. Now that's removed. That means that you don't get that regen, and you are going to see his win rate drop. And actually, I've noticed over the last few days that it has dropped like 3%. It was like 63% win rate overall, and now it's down to like 60. So you're gonna probably see like Necrophos Spectre get back up to the top over Omni, and Omni's gonna drop back down, and that's pretty much from that. So that's quite the big nerf. Probably needed. Omni Knight can be a little bit overpowered now. Metamorphosis, movement speed reduced from 315 to 290. This is a whole bunch of for Terrorblade. Conjure Image, damage intake increased from 300% to 425. Sunder no longer interrupts the target. Sunder cast range increased from 250 to 325. So basically what they're saying, so when he goes in Metamorphosis, they slow him down now, so he's not just like run after you and just throw a bunch of his whatever you want to call his right click, and then you die because he has so much extra damage that he does. And of course, Conjure Image, when he makes a clone, they get hurt worse now. So he's just not as tanky and as able to kill as often. And the Sunder no longer interrupts the target, so that basically if somebody was trying to I don't know, like your Legion commander and you're trying to duel somebody, of course you won't get interrupted. Or if you're Crystal Maiden and you're doing your alt, if you go and sunder her alt won't stop. Basically that's what it is, so it doesn't interrupt. it's okay. But the cast range has been increased from 250 to 325, which is one of the biggest things I thought, was missing from Terrorblade, is the fact that you have to get really damn close, and it was a little tough. So that does help him out a little bit. But overall, I think he's been nerfed pretty good. So you're going to be seeing a little bit less of him, and I'm pretty sure that's for meta game where since he's in captain's mode now. Haunt Illusion outgoing damage decreased from 40% to, or decreased, excuse me, from 40% to 30%. So just when you use Haunt Illusion there for Spectre, that's just a little less damage that they take. Which, of course, since when you haunt over to them, I believe it still works this way, you take on whatever health they have. So you always want to attack the one right beside you, because if she decides to go haunt on them, then she loses half her health, right? So or whatever amount you've hit it for. Spectre movement speed reduced from 295 to 290, so early game before boots, that's a little bit of an issue. 5 makes a difference sometimes, but not really a huge, amount of, not a huge nerf, not a huge buff, in my opinion. Not really much to say there. Chronosphere for Faceless Void cooldown increased from 120, 180, 80 to 130, 110, 90. So Void's been needing nerfs for a long time. People keep picking him. So that's another nerf that's been added to him. So an extra 10 seconds across the board for cooldown. So that's fine. So it's going to probably drop his win rate a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be knock him right off the board. Not yet, anyways. So I have the Storm Scepter interval for Razor increased from 0.55, 0.45, 0.35 to 654. Basically, that's when he's using his alt. Now it doesn't hit as many times, and there's a longer time between each hit since it only lasts like 30 seconds. So um, that's a little bit of a nerf to him. That's pretty much to help prevent things like the eggs refresher orb build for taking down buildings. And I tell you, that melts them quite easily. So it's fun to have. And his stack link cooldown increased from 25 to 32, 30, 28, 26. So uh, that's a longer cooldown there. Basically trying to drop him out of the ability to static link twice in a fight, especially early game. So a little bit nerfs there. So he's not as good. So you're gonna see him lose a little bit, but not a huge nerf like Guardian Angel for Omni Knight. So last one here is for Warlock's Golems. Of course, Flaming Fist is the one of the attacks used by their golems, or his golem, so you can have up to 4 of them, right, with Refresher Orb and Eggs. So the Flaming Fist damage type increased from, or changed from magical to pure, and pierces spell immunity. What that means now is you can have golems that hit, somebody with BKB, and it will go through their BKB and damage them with Flaming Fist. And that of course works on Anti-Mage with his spell reduction, anybody with pipe, those kind of things, right? And the Flaming Fist damage has been reduced from 100, 150, 200 to 80, 115, 150. So it's been nerfed a little bit there, but people can't just BKB and then take down, like Sven, you can BKB and take down 4 golems, no problem. Just go in, Mask of Madness, and done. So it's just a little bit of a balancing change here with the 6.82C. Not a huge amount of difference. I haven't seen too many heroes drop down from top tier for win rate. I think the only one I've noticed really was Jakiro. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you until I see a few more days happening. But like I said before, you've got Omni Knight that's taken quite a bit of a hit. So him being king of the hill, where Wraith King, Skeleton King used to be, where Necrophos used to be, he might drop out of top spot. And I think Necrophos might go back to highest win rate, maybe. So it depends. We'll see what it is, and maybe I'll do a review here, kind of see what it looks like, what changes have happened. Unless, of course, they come with 6.82D, E, F, G, or whatnot. So one thing I have noticed since these updates have happened that I've seen a lot less techies, but a lot more. It's a lot more viable techies. So that's a difference that I've seen over the last few weeks. So you actually don't have to worry as much about techies like you used to. The buffs that he's received have quite it made quite a difference there. And if you get a smart techies, then you can really do some damage. So thanks for listening to me. If you want to just drop some comments down below, let me know what you think, what your predictions are, what this new patch update is going to do to Dota in general, or maybe the meta game or professional games. There, just let me know. Please subscribe, of course. Just you can see more updates. I'll try to make more videos, show more tricks, show more beginner stuff, just an overround whatever I can think of there. So yeah, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and